Chapter 1. The Dawn of ChloroHumanity. In a world not too distant from our own, a seismic shift in human evolution had taken place. A genetic anomaly, once thought to be a mere curiosity, had spread through the global population, endowing humans with a remarkable new ability: photosynthesis. This profound change came to be known as the Dawn of ChloroHumanity. The first signs of this transformation appeared in a small, isolated village where the inhabitants began to exhibit a peculiar green tint to their skin. Initially met with fear and skepticism, these individuals soon realized that they required less food to sustain themselves. As scientists descended upon the village, they uncovered the truth. These people had developed chloroplasts within their cells, much like plants, allowing them to convert sunlight into energy. Word of this discovery spread like wildfire, and within a few generations, the genetic trait had propagated across the globe. The implications were staggering. Food scarcity, a specter that had haunted humanity since its inception, was suddenly a relic of the past. With the ability to draw sustenance from the sun, the need for traditional agriculture diminished, freeing vast tracts of land for reforestation and the rewilding of ecosystems. Society underwent a radical transformation. Work schedules were restructured to align with the optimal hours of sunlight. Office buildings and homes were redesigned with transparent walls and retractable roofs, allowing people to soak up the sun's rays whether they were working, socializing, or relaxing. Clothing evolved to become more functional for photosynthesis, with fabrics that could adjust transparency based on the sun's position and the wearer's need for light exposure. The architecture of cities was revolutionized. Skyscrapers, once towering symbols of human achievement, were replaced by sprawling, low-rise structures with vast surface areas to capture sunlight. Rooftops and walls were adorned with living gardens, not just for their aesthetic value, but as a means to enhance the photosynthetic capabilities of the inhabitants within. Energy consumption plummeted as the need for food production and transportation dwindled. The sun provided not only sustenance, but also became the primary source of power, as solar technology advanced in tandem with human photosynthesis. Fossil fuels became obsolete, and the planet began to heal from centuries of environmental abuse. Social structures evolved as well. With less emphasis on the daily grind for survival, people had more time to devote to community, creativity, and personal growth. Education systems were reimagined to focus on teaching children how to maximize their photosynthetic efficiency and live in harmony with the Earth's natural rhythms. However, this new era was not without its challenges. Societal norms and legal systems had to adapt to the concept of individuals as partial producers of their own energy. Issues of light equity arose, with disputes over access to sunlight becoming common in densely populated areas. Moreover, the transition to a photosynthetic lifestyle unearthed deep-seated inequalities, as those with limited access to sunlight struggled to reap the same benefits as those in sun-rich environments. As the first chapter of ChloroHumanity unfolded, it became clear that while the gift of photosynthesis had the power to unite humanity with the natural world, it also held a mirror to the inherent complexities of human society. The journey ahead would be one of adaptation, innovation, and introspection, as humanity learned to navigate a world where the lines between the human and the plant kingdoms were forever blurred. In the verdant embrace of a world reborn, the Green Revolution had reached its zenith. Humanity, now a tapestry of emerald hues, thrived in a society unshackled from the chains of hunger and want. The once insatiable appetite for Earth's resources had given way to a symbiotic dance with the sun, each person a leaf in an endless global canopy, basking in the light of a star that nourished both body and soul. Imagine cities pulsing with life, not just within their inhabitants, but also upon their very skin. Buildings, alive with greenery, breathed in concert with their denizens, a shared photosynthetic heartbeat that resonated with the promise of a sustainable future. The air was cleaner, the skies clearer, and the sounds of nature, once drowned out by the cacophony of industry, now sang a chorus of resurgence and hope. In this new age, the concept of wealth had transformed. No longer measured by the accumulation of goods, but by the quality of light and the richness of time. Time to learn, to love, to be. The currency of this era was creativity, innovation, and the pursuit of enlightenment. Art and science flourished, as did the human spirit, unencumbered by the relentless pursuit of sustenance. Yet, as with all revolutions, the path forward was woven with complexities. How would humanity ensure that every soul had equal access to the sun's life-giving rays? Could the collective wisdom of a species that had learned to harness the power of the sun also find harmony in the distribution of its gifts? The Green Revolution had not only changed humanity's relationship with nature, but it also held up a mirror to its own nature. In this reflection, there was an opportunity, an invitation, to redefine what it meant to be human, to be a part of something greater than oneself, a single cell in the vast organism of Earth. As the sun set on a world forever altered, it left behind a lingering question, a challenge to all who basked in its glow. What new wonders would this ChloroHumanity bring forth in the fullness of time? And in this question, the seeds of tomorrow's dreams were sown, waiting for the light of a new dawn to coax them into bloom.